Hi, this is Armando with the Boxing Corner, talking about the fight that I was most looking forward to tonight. I know there was a slew of fights last night. I mean, there was 4, 5, 6, like 7 fights on top of the Vladimir and Helenius fight. But this was the one that I was really into the most, the Vanes Martirosyan versus Erislandry Lara. These are two fighters that, in the 154 loaded division, that I felt that should face Saul Alvarez, though for one reason or another they just can't seem to land that fight, because Alvarez wants bigger things. He wants this Cotto Martinez or Floyd Mayweather fight. But this fight was supposed to be for the title eliminator, so that Alvarez is supposed to face this guy. Now, Lara has fought good opposition. He has got a draw with Carlos Molina, the 154 pounder, not the Con Molina. Paul Williams, which he should have won that fight. And who else has he fought? I think that's probably really the only 2 guys. So he's got a better resume than Vanes. Now Vanes is undefeated. He's got 32 fights. He's got more fights under his belt, but against maybe C-level fighters. And Lara's probably been in the B level. I think Lara is a contender. I'm not quite sure how Vanes was going to be, even though he's got the high ranking. But you can have the best ranking in the world, but if you don't have a resume, then you may not be of that caliber, because you haven't been to that level of opposition. Now the fight starts. I was anxious. I wanted to see this fight really bad. I've been looking forward to it since they announced it, months ago. This fight was ridiculously frustrating. Vanes was pressing the action, but Lara just did not want to engage, and I was getting very, very aggravated at the fact that Erislandry Lara was semi-running. He was constantly on the move, backpedaling, and it was just a fight that was just like, I'm watching it. I got a couple of drinks in me. I want to see a little bit of a slugfest, because Vanes wanted that, but just Lara was not giving it to him. He was not giving it to him. I felt that if Vanes would have won this fight, he had more to gain than Erislandry Lara. Yeah, Lara would probably get the top spot to face Alvarez, but I think Vanes would have been a better step up. He would have had more to gain, like I said. Lara was just moving way too much. He was waiting to counter. He was slowing the fight down. Just the rounds were very difficult to judge based on that. There were some rounds where you can give it to Lara based on the aggression, and there were some rounds that you can give to Lara based on landing a little bit cleaner shots. Now, it was getting really dirty in there. There was a lot of little kidney shots. It was just getting really dirty. It was getting really, really dirty, and I was like, you can tell there was some bad blood, which is always good, but sometimes when you get bad blood, you get bad results with not so classy sportsmanship, which I kind of like a little bit. In the results, Lara was landing more, but just from a perspective sense, you kind of felt like maybe Vanes had the upper hand throughout most of the fight. Again, these rounds were hard to score. To be like Lara, and Vanes would get 2, and maybe Lara get 1, and maybe Lara the next round. It was just difficult to see, given how they were fighting each other. For some reasons, Lara just woke up in the 7th round. It almost felt like he figured out Vanes with that left. He was catching Vanes with that left. Flush hits, and I was like, okay, here we go. This is where Lara is like going to step it up and he's going to do what he needs to do, outclass him in a boxing match. He was no longer running. He was staying there in the pocket, and he was just literally just picking him. He was picking Vanes apart, and Vanes, you can tell, was very much bothered by that. But same thing in the 8th, man. Just Lara just started coming out. He just was like, I got this. I know what I gotta do for the next couple of rounds. I'm not gonna move. I'm gonna stand there, and I'm gonna pick this guy apart. And I'm not saying like he was picking this guy apart, like ducking and moving and dodging. He was just there standing and just throw his left. He'd throw his left and throw his left. And Vanes was definitely bothered by it. Definitely, you can tell on his face. 9th round kicks in. Up until that point, it's kind of a seesaw, with Lara winning the 6th, with Lara winning the 7th and the 8th round. So the first 6 rounds you can give it back and forth, very hard to call, but the 7th and 8th were definitely for Lara. 9th round kicks in. I mean, these guys collide like two fucking rams. Like, they just, bam, they collide, and there is a huge gash over Vanes Martirosyan, and it was bad. And Roy Jones is like, man, they're gonna stop this fight, and they did. It was an ugly cut, and I was like, you've got to be kidding me. Right when the fight was starting to pick up, right when Lara was doing what he was doing and Vanes was pressing the action, it was stopped by the doctor. And don't blame the doctor. You know, he's there to he's there on the behalf of the fighter. He doesn't want somebody to get hurt. Open that gash up to where it'll ruin Vanes' vision and just everything. We go to the scorecards. We got 86 to 85 Vanes, 87-84 Lara, and then 86-86 draw. So then it was ruled a technical draw, which is one big fucking, I mean, it's like having an erection and then being turned down by a really hot chick. You think you're gonna get it, but then you're just like, and technical draw. This fight was pretty much nothing. Nobody won anything. Like any draw, you get nothing out of it. You pretty much, you didn't take a step forward. You pretty much took a step to the side. And let's talk about a rematch. Do I want to see a rematch? If it's going to be like the way it was the first couple of rounds, fuck no. I don't want to see a rematch. Like I said, these guys go their separate ways. You know, Angulo fought on Showtime. Let one of these guys fight him. You know, Angulo is very powerful, man. You know, I mean, monster power. I mean, monstrous power. But it was such a bum outcome, and that was it, man. I mean, it just was anticlimactic when it was finally starting to get good. So that's pretty much my post-fight analysis. Technical draw, and that's it. So these are Mondo with the Boxing Corner, and I'll see you next time.